Let me give you the background. I'm Charles, 30M. My wife, Tamara, is also 30F. We've been together for 8 years, married for 5. From the start, we were on the same page about big life decisions. One of the biggest was that we were going to be child-free. We loved our life together, stable jobs, a nice house, freedom to travel, pursue hobbies. We were both very happy with this decision, and it was a core part of our shared future vision. My parents, Robert and Susan, were in their late 50s. And then there's my little sister, Harmony, 10F. She's the youngest by a significant margin, a bright, bubbly kid with a mischievous grin and a heart of gold. She was the light of my parents' lives, and I adored her. 3 weeks ago, my world was ripped apart. I got a call from the police. My parents were in a horrific car accident, hit by a drunk driver. They both died at the scene. Just like that. Gone. The police told me Harmony was safe, at a friend's house when it happened, and was now at the station. She was traumatized and alone. My parents were gone, and Harmony, my little sister, was an orphan. I didn't hesitate. I rushed to the station, picked her up, and held her as she sobbed. My mind was reeling from the grief, but there was no question in my mind, she was coming home with me. She was my family, my responsibility. I told the officers I would be taking her in. When I brought Harmony home, still clinging to me, her face streaked with tears and dirt, Tamara was there. She must have heard the car. Her face, instead of concern or compassion, was cold. Her eyes held a look of, almost disgust, directed at Harmony. Harmony, small and vulnerable, looked up at Tamara. Tamara's gaze lingered on Harmony for a moment, then she turned to me, her voice sharp, cutting. "What is she doing here?" I was stunned. "Tamara, what do you mean? Our parents just died. She has nowhere else to go. She's coming to live with us." Tamara scoffed. "No, Charles. Absolutely not. You need to call social services. You need to put her into foster care." We agreed, no kids. Our life is child-free. I am not having a child living in my house. And look at her, she's disgusting. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. Disgusting? My voice rose, incredulous. Tamara, she just lost both her parents. She's 10 years old. How can you even say that? She remained cold. I don't care, Charles. She's not our responsibility. We have our life. You need to make arrangements for her. She cannot stay here. I was furious. My parents were dead, my sister was traumatized, and my wife was demanding I abandon her. The next few days were a living hell. I was juggling funeral arrangements, comforting Harmony, and fighting with Tamara nonstop. "Charles, you need to call social services today," she'd demand. "This isn't fair to me. This isn't what we signed up for. Tamara, she's my sister. She's 10. I can't just abandon her. She has no one else." I'd plead. But we agreed, Charles. Child-free. Our life. Our plans. You can't just unilaterally decide to bring a child into our home. "What about my feelings? What about our future?" she'd retort. I tried to explain that this was a unique, tragic circumstance, not a choice to have our own kids. But she wouldn't listen. She kept bringing it back to our agreement, our plans, her desires. She saw Harmony as an inconvenience, a disruption. I saw a grieving child who needed me. The arguments revealed a fundamental difference in our values. 5 days after the funeral, Tamara cornered me. Her face was set. "Charles," she said, her voice devoid of emotion, "I've thought about this. I can't do it. I can't live with a child. This isn't the life I chose. So, you have a choice. Either you find a way to place Harmony in foster care, or with some other relatives, or I will leave you. I'm serious, Charles. It's her or me." I looked at her, truly looked at her, and saw a stranger. The woman I had loved and married, demanding I abandon my orphaned sister. My choice was instantaneous. There was no choice. Harmony was my family. My blood. My responsibility. Tamara had just revealed that she wasn't truly my partner in the ways that mattered most. "Then you leave, Tamara," I said, my voice quiet, but firm. "Because Harmony is staying. I will pursue permanent guardianship. And if that means our marriage is over, then so be it. She was shocked. She had clearly expected me to cave. That night, after our latest argument, I was trying to get Harmony to eat. She was so quiet, so fragile. I stepped into the kitchen for a moment, and when I came back, she was gone. Her small backpack was gone. Panic seized me. Harmony had run away. I searched frantically, called the police. Hours later, they found her, huddled under a bush in a nearby park. I rushed to her, pulling her into my arms. Harmony. Why did you run away? I heard her, Charles, she whispered, sobbing. I heard Tamara. She said I was disgusting. She said I was a burden. She said you'd be happier if I was gone. I thought, if I left, you could have your life back. I don't want to ruin your life. Tamara's cruelty had driven my sister to flee. My fury, cold and absolute, solidified. My actions, the final decision. I brought Harmony home, tucked her into bed, and then confronted Tamara. I told her what Harmony had said. Tamara offered no remorse, no apology. She just doubled down, well, she is a burden, Charles. And she is ruining our lives. You need to put her somewhere else. That was it. Get out, Tamara, I said, my voice low, firm, and final. Pack your bags. You need to leave. Now. If you're not gone by tomorrow morning, I'm calling the police and having you removed. She scoffed, but she saw I meant it. The next morning, she was gone. I immediately filed for divorce and began the legal process for permanent guardianship of Harmony. Why I might be the asshole. Tamara and some of her friends are now saying I'm an absolute asshole. They argue that I completely disregarded our long-standing child-free agreement. I unilaterally decided to bring a child into our home without her full consent. I chose a 10-year-old sister over my wife of 5 years, ending a long-term relationship abruptly. I kicked her out of our shared home, even though it's legally mine, it was our home. I should have been more understanding of her feelings and her grief over my parents, as they were her in-laws too. I destroyed our marriage and her life plans because of a sudden imposition. I know our child-free agreement was important to her. I know she's probably grieving too, in her own way, for my parents and for the life she thought we had. But I couldn't abandon my sister. I couldn't stay with someone who showed such a profound lack of compassion for a traumatized child, and who actively drove her to run away. So, Reddit, tell me. AITA for choosing my orphan sister over my wife and ending my marriage? Since you made it to the end, you obviously enjoyed the video, so please subscribe, comment your thoughts on this situation and leave a like.